New York Knicks have won the NBA championship.
We appreciate everyone.
Oh, to be crowned a champion on the road is something else. To win and to do it with a crowd that was so emotional and so into this game, you've beaten the team and you've conquered everything that this great arena holds.
Yeah, it's a bittersweet moment for the home crowd. But our full credit to the victors and the amazing job they did to never lose focus or drive. And boy, this is the moment they've been working towards all season long. And even though they don't get to celebrate in front of their home fans, does not take away from the satisfaction.
Let's take you to the presentation of the Larry O'Brien Trophy. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver doing the honors.
You did it, bro. There's no question. There's no question now. Seven. That's seven. Come on. That's seven. Let's go! Woo! Boy. Yes, sir. Yes. Champ is here, baby. Let's get it.
Thank you, MP. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
So, 7 championships, one more than Michael Jordan, the man many would consider the greatest basketball player of all time. What does that mean to you?
Man, that's a good question. This is something me and my dad, talked about since I was a little kid. And as I've said before, you already know, 7 has always been the goal. And now that I'm actually here, man, it's hard to believe. All right, who's next? Lisa, what you got?
So, am I hearing you right that you are saying you are the greatest of all time?
Listen, I know everybody's going to have a different opinion on that, and everybody has a different definition of what great means to them. But as far as I'm concerned, yes, ma'am, I am the greatest to ever do it.
Gracias. ¿Qué les dices a los que dicen que no eres el mejor de todo el tiempo?
Gracias. Appreciate you.
What do you say to those who say you're not the greatest of all time?
That doesn't bother me. I'm not one to check socials and all that, and I get why someone would say it's MJ or LeBron or someone on that level. But I know deep down that I've got the most talent, the best work ethic, and the best competitive spirit of anyone to ever play this game. And listen, those guys would probably say the same thing about themselves if you asked them. It's that kind of confidence is what it takes to be an all-time great, and that's what I am. I am an all-time great.
Let me be clear, my boy is the GOAT. That's greatest of all time.
Yes, sir. Gary, what you got?
This is actually for Prince. So, MP's got 7 championships. How many more do you think he can get?
How many more does he want? Not 8, not 9, not 10, not 11.
Listen.
Going.
We're going to talk about it tonight, and we'll let y'all know next time. All right, appreciate your time.
Good night. No se puede decir.
Good night.
Por favor, una pregunta más. ¿Y sí?
Growing up, you heard stories about Michael Jordan. You dreamed about playing LeBron. And maybe I'm biased because I'm in the same generation, but I think MP's better than both. And quite frankly, I think he's got a lot left in the tank.
He's goated, the best to ever do it. More chips than Mike? Crown him.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. MP's a beast. You already know the best I've seen, the best you've seen, the best anybody has ever seen.
There's a part of me that can't believe what I'm about to say. But I've been spending a lot of time mulling this over, and I am ready to call it. MP is a better basketball player than Michael Jeffrey Jordan. In order to understand what that means, you have to understand who his airness was, and he was, quite simply, the greatest competitor I have ever seen in the history of pro sports. There is a reason nobody has more championships than Jordan in the modern era, and that's because he's the greatest to ever do it. He's the greatest scorer, the greatest one-on-one defender, and the most dominant talent the game has ever seen. That is, until MP. Until MP came along and won 7 titles of his own, no one could come close to challenging Michael Jordan, all due respect to Kobe and LeBron. Not only did he win, but he did it with a mesmerizing combination of natural talent and hard-earned skill. His ability to hang in the air longer than his opponents is legendary, but so is his willingness to adapt his game as he aged and to somehow keep improving even as his athleticism declined. MJ won Finals MVP in all 6 of his championship teams. He led the league in scoring 10 times. Now, you may not agree with my take about his defense, but I dare you to name a better scorer. Upon his retirement, he had the highest per-game scoring averages in history in both the regular and postseasons, and has so many famous clutch shots that I don't even have time to name them all before we go to commercial break. I realize now, as I describe MJ to you, that I keep speaking as if he's still the GOAT, and that's because his greatness is so deeply ingrained in my psyche that I find it almost impossible to let go. But the fact of the matter is, MP is better. I never thought this day would come, but it has. And I can't deny the truth, which is this. For as great as MJ was, MP is better. And if you don't agree with that, well, I kindly invite you to make your own list. But this one is mine, and MP is, without a doubt, the clear-cut #1 GOAT of all time.
So if I'm going to tennis, one shot whoever you did, honestly, I think 3/3
Every time I see MP on the court, he improve his game. He gonna win another ring next year too, watch.
Congrats on the sweep. Whew. There's some pretty funny memes.
Every basketball fan around the world knows the legend of MP. Son of Prince, grandson of Truck, fearless competitor, tireless worker, winner. And while the seeds of all of this were planted long before I met him, the MP that I met was, in many ways, still a child. Now, I don't mean that as an insult. When he first walked into my office, he was only 19 years old. How many of you were fully formed adults at 19, huh? Shaq? I'm looking at you specifically, buddy. what do I mean when I say he was a child? Well, for one thing, he had a child's enthusiasm for the game. MP hung on my every word when we first met. Listened to everything I said like it was the most important thing he had ever heard. I mean, he really did listen. You know, he'd go out and execute something you talked about in a film session like he'd been working on it his entire life. But he was a child in other ways, too. For one thing, he was obsessed with Ninja Turtles. I'm serious. He had the figurines and everything. He said they'd be worth a lot of money one day, but I'm pretty sure he played with them when no one was watching. What I'm trying to say is that MP was himself, first and foremost, from day one in the league until the day he retired. And while he did a lot of growing up over the years, that boyish enthusiasm for the game never left him. It's what made him great. He never lost that passion for learning and growing and getting better. And I'm pretty sure he still has those Ninja Turtle figurines laying around somewhere. Now, you can't talk about MP without talking about his accomplishments on the court. So, let me talk about some of the most impressive. He is the league's all-time leader in three-point shots made. Nobody ever shot it from downtown like my guy MP, and nobody ever will. He holds the record for most points scored in a single season. That's right. He scored more points in a single year than Wilt. More than MJ, more than LeBron, more than whoever your favorite's favorite is. MP was that dude. He holds the record for three-pointers made in a single season. Now, records are made to be broken, but it's gonna be a long time before we see someone that locked in for that long a period of time. He broke the most unbreakable record in sports, topping Wilt's famous 100-point game. I mean, come on! Will anyone who witnessed that masterpiece ever forget where they were when they saw it? I know I won't. I mean, I happen to have the best seats in the house, but still. Look, I could go on and on about the greatness of MP, but I know he likes to do that too. So, rather than step on all of his toes, allow me to introduce the man you are all here to see, the legend, the GOAT, MP.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Coach Warren, for that beautiful introduction. Some people might be wondering why you took a few shots at me in my extremely valuable collectibles, but anyone who knows you knows you're a master motivator. And anyone who knows me knows I rise to the occasion when I've been disrespected. So once again, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for helping me unlock the best version of me. Like Coach Warren just mentioned, people know my story by now. They know about my grandpa, the late, great Truck. They know about my father, Prince, and how he joined the league as a cocky kid, but left a champion. But what they might not know is that throughout my career, me and my dad would have these sprawling conversations late into the night, where we talk about the history of the game and my family's place in that history. One of my favorite memories from those conversations was the time my dad told me the story of my grandpa's first NBA game. My grandpa didn't have the advantages I had growing up. He was raised in the inner city by a blue-collar father and a stay-at-home mom. There were times when they struggled to put food on the table, but he never complained. He never asked, why me? He just put his head down and got to work. He could have taken the easy way out and did things he wasn't supposed to make a quick buck. But my grandpa, he wasn't built like that. He had love in his heart, and he wanted to make his parents proud. Now, don't get me wrong. If you mess with him or someone he loved, hey, well, trust me, you didn't want to do that. When it came time to fight for what was right, he never backed down. And that's the kind of ball player he was. He didn't have the most skill, but he had the most heart. He fought for a spot in the NBA like his life depended on it. Through sheer force of will, he got drafted by the Celtics in the 3rd round. He was sent to a minor league team to start his career, but he stayed ready. And it's a good thing that he did, because he only had 24 hours from the time he was called up to the time he had to guard Magic Johnson. And what did he do? He shut him down when everyone expected him to fall on his face. Nah, my grandpa, he rose to the occasion. I'll never forget the pride I saw on my father's face when he told me that story. He knew that if it wasn't for my grandpa's fierceness, loyalty, and unwavering belief in himself, neither of us would be where we are today. I love you, Grandpa. Thanks for everything. One of my favorite moments from those conversations was when my dad told me about the game that my grandpa outdueled Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Everyone remembers Truck as a defensive force, a great locker room guy, a valuable veteran mentor who showed young guys the ropes. But what most people don't remember is that the man could hoop. Now, that wasn't his strength, but when he felt like the team needed it, he wasn't afraid to get into his bag. If you don't believe me, watch the game. For those who need a refresher, the Pistons lost their first 3 matchups with the Bulls that year, and Coach Daly was sick of it. So during the 4th game, when MJ went out for 11 of the Bulls' first 12 points, my grandpa got the call to come in and knock MJ around a little, bad boy style. But Grandpa had other plans. He knew that what the team needed that day was for someone to go toe-to-toe with his airness. And by the time the dust settled, defensive stalwart Truck had outdueled the great Michael Jordan. The thing that I love about that story is that it shows a side of my grandpa most people didn't get to see. He sacrificed for his family, and he was a really serious guy, but he loved life, and he loved the game of basketball. And every once in a while, that fun-loving guy would come out of his shell and show the world that you can't pigeonhole someone, no matter how well you think you know them. One of my favorite memories from those conversations was the time that my dad told me about his first game against the late, great Kobe Bryant. People might remember that my dad was on fire that game, and you might expect him to be proud of that. But it turned out to be the worst thing for him, because it gave him too much confidence. You need to believe in yourself to make it in this league, for sure. But the flip side to that is you have to stay hungry. And sometimes, when you get early success, it can go to your head. That's what happened to my dad. He took his foot off the gas and was left behind. For a little while, anyway. The great thing about this story is it ends in triumph. Rather than whine and sulk his way out of the league, he got his head screwed on straight, got to work, and ended his career a champion. Growth isn't linear. When you think things can only go up, they go down. And when you think things can only go down, hey, they go up. My dad learned that the hard way, but he learned it. And that perseverance is something I'll always respect about him. One of my favorite memories from those conversations is when my dad told me about shutting down the great LeBron James in the NBA Finals. I love you, LeBron, don't get me wrong, but this is my moment, so I gotta tell this story. That's not always easy for someone like him. My dad could hoop. He had everything in his bag. The proudest moment of his career was Game 4 of the finals, when he used every last ounce of energy he had to shut down the greatest player on the planet. And again, I'm sorry, LeBron, but he held King James to under 10 points. Do you understand how wild that is in that moment? Lots of people still think he's some brash kid with no respect for the game. But those who knew him and love him like I do understand that he's a human being, one who learned from his mistakes and came out on the other side a better ball player and a better human being. My family paved the way for me, and I had every advantage growing up. But once I got to the NBA, they couldn't play the games for me. And as a lot of you remember, my first game was the most hyped debut since LeBron James. All eyes were on me, and everyone expected me to be spectacular. So what did I do? I killed it, obviously. I'm sure you guys remember. $20 million people watched that game. There's a reason I'm standing here right now, and it's not because I'm a great public speaker. It's because I delivered, time and time again. One of the most important things you can do if you want to have success is to set goals. And me, being who I am, I set some pretty lofty ones for my rookie season. I wanted to be the first player in NBA history to win Rookie of the Year, MVP, a championship, and Finals MVP. And I did it. People said I was crazy, but I knew I had the talent and the drive to do what had never been done before. It might sound cocky, but what's cocky when you can back it up? To me, that's just being honest. When people talk about my career, one of the first things they mention is how many championships I've won. And when I meet people for the first time, one of the most common questions I get is, what's it like to have more championships than Michael Jordan or LeBron James? Most people think I'll talk about the glory, the money, the fame. But when I think about those championships, I think about the people I shared those moments with. Winning means nothing if you have no one to share it with. So I'd like to thank every teammate, every coach, every friend, every family member, and every mentor who was there for me during my playing days. Without you all beside me, the winning wouldn't mean a thing. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I do want to touch on this GOAT discussion that's been making the rounds after a couple of high-profile pundits have named me the best to ever do it. On the one hand, it's flattering. When you work as hard as I do at something like this, of course, a part of you wants to be the greatest. But what a lot of people in my situation won't admit is that so much of what I've accomplished comes down to luck. Yes, I made the most of my situation. But if I'm 5'0", basketball is completely off the table for me. I got lucky with my genes, lucky with my family, and lucky to be born where I was, when I was. So if you consider me the GOAT, well, I appreciate that. I'm proud of that. But to all the people in the world who can't do what I do, who aren't rich or famous, I want you to know that you're loved for who you are by the people who matter most. And that's way, way more important than anything you can do on the basketball court. I love you all. I appreciate you all. And I thank you. Thank you for your time.
myth, the legend.
Every player shot him.
Are the new NBA champions. Tremendous. They go on the road and take care of business, and now the championship is theirs.
To be on the road, to silence the crowd, winning the championship with all of it on the line. What an incredible performance. Hats off to this team.
An incredible moment. You can see it in their faces. Forever known as NBA champions. And you can bet back home the celebration has started. Time now to send it to Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, for the trophy presentation. Time now for the trophy ceremony. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, ready to present the Larry O'Brien Trophy to the champions.
Taste it right now, but it's not going to be easy. Those next 4 wins are going to be the most difficult of the season if they can get them. But no matter what happens, I think the accomplishment of winning the conference championship is something this franchise and its fans will always remember.
And they'll represent the East in a final series that's mere days away. And so this one is in the books. We hope you've enjoyed being with us for the Eastern Conference Final.
Setting the scoring record for a game, he deserves to soak it all in.
So many great players have donned this jersey, but yet it's his name at the top of the list.
And a message with that slam, I think. Offensive rebound. Hits it again. Wow.
That did it. He has done it.
The all-time record for scoring is his alone. A legendary career and the moment upon us is MP with the microphone in hand. Let's listen in.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Woo. Yo, you told him. You told him. You told him. That's right. We couldn't do this without y'all. Thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Hey, hey, hey. Good stuff. Good stuff. Thank you. Appreciate y'all. Hey, I love y'all. Thank you. I did this for y'all. This is for the fans. Couldn't have done it without y'all. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go. That's right. Coach, Pop. Thank you. Appreciate it. Wow.
Thank you. Wow. Wow, thank y'all. Oh, man. First of all, I got to thank the fans. We do this for y'all. That's what it's all about. I also want to thank the greats who came before me. LeBron James, Kareem. It's an honor to continue the tradition that y'all started. I mean, without legends like you paving the way, hey, let's be real, I wouldn't be here. I also want to thank my dad and my grandpa for making me the man that I am today. My family, friends, the commissioner. To be the all-time points leader is everything. Everything I ever could have dreamed of. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank y'all, man. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Pop.
Congratulations. You deserve it.
Thank you. Coach.
So proud of you, son.
Appreciate
so
you,
proud of you.
Coach. My
Way to
man.
go, MP.
Bro.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Wonderfully put there by MP, don't you think, Greg? Just an astounding night in his career and in NBA history. The all-time points leader. I mean, say that again. He has scored more points than anybody.
And Kevin, when LeBron did it, we said this record was untouchable. But MP changed that tonight.
Close game here. West All-Stars out in front, up 5. And we'll be back for the second MP. And there's the big-time jam as he slams it right over Davis.
Whoa, absolutely bringing the thunder, tearing the house down with that one. MP is the man.
And that's why if above the spot on this roster is going to see his share of action, spreading the minutes evenly, as you've always talked about, is always a top priority for these All-Star game coaches.
And you're so right, Kevin. I mean, for all the hard work these players put in to get here, I mean, each one deserves a chance.
If that makes any sense, the officials' jobs are usually pretty easy in this one.
And the West All-Stars, looking at who they've got, we've got Jonathan Kuminga, guilty of the game.
Yeah, you know, I agree with you.
Oh, my goodness! What a play!
Oh, that's a big-time flush from MP. He enjoys flashing his athleticism on these finishes.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Henderson kicks to Jokic. And Davis pulls it down. Shoots the 3. Drills the three-pointer. Davis has got 55.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
And, you know, this run shows what kind of attitude this team has. I mean, the win is there. Go get it.
So it's the East All-Stars winning this one easily.
And guys, while the result and the bragging rights go to the East, this was truly a night that belonged to the fans. I mean, it was another great showcase of the world-class talent across the NBA.
Seems to get better and better every break. So fun to watch. It was certainly a fun evening. We thank all of you for joining us and watching with us. For Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan. We'll see you again next time.
From deep.
Well, you know, that's exactly their plan here in the fourth. Work to find space behind the arc and then bury some threes.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he can.
With the ball, the West All-Stars getting their last shot to go.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
Reasonably hard, but they don't necessarily play physically, if that makes any sense. The officials' jobs are usually pretty easy in this one.
And the West All-Stars, looking at who they've got, We've got Jonathan Kuminga. Fast break. MP's got it. And he goes right over Jonathan Kuminga and slams it down.
I tell you what, a lot of shimmying and rim rattling going on in this one tonight, guys.
These guys are spending more time in the air than they are.
Can't fault the shot selection. He's money from there.
And the shot goes in.
And he has got that shot in the bag. MP making that jumper look easy.
Finds MP. Good. And the Knicks lead by 14.
We're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Reason why they've tightened up the vice grip.
MP, what do you have to say after breaking the most unbreakable record in sports?
That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
The three from Davis. Hits the three-point bomb. Davis has got 46 points.
And he's just playing smart basketball. Once MP finds a look he likes, that guy does not hesitate.
To the wing on the left. Watson for three. No good that time. And he trains the three, but let's see. They may need to review it. I'm not sure the ball was out of his hand in time. And indeed, they're going to look at it again.
The previous play is under review.
You're thinking maybe we don't need the replay in a situation like this. Still plenty of time left in this game, and really it's about getting the call right.
The ruling on the floor is confirmed.
And they're keeping the call as is. It was close, but he had not released it before the clock had expired.
Having just beat a team that went to last year's finals, is this proof that you should be considered in that same tier?
No. The only way to get into that tier is to earn it. And the only way you earn it is by winning. Every year there's talk about ranking teams, handicapping how the postseason might go, but it's all just talk. The bottom line is whether or not you can win postseason games, whether or not you can put yourself in a position to fight for a championship. Until we do that, everything else is speculation, and I don't have a ton of interest in speculation.
Bucket getters too now. Now here's Davis. Had a career game his last time out. Bucket after bucket.
You can see the competitive nature for MP right now.
Get him open looks early.
First quarter of play, a minute in. I think when his coach looks at Andrew Nembhard, he sees lots of potential there, Grant. Here's Davis. That one's good. Makes him 3 for 7.
And they found a nice flow offensively here in the second period.
Knicks lead 31-25.
Tama with it. He brings it up for the New York Knicks. Coming off a win against the Hornets.
Dialing it in from range on the road is never easy to do, but they pulled it off and played a great game.
And I think it was clear that their plan was to attack from the three-point line, and it worked to perfection.
MP with the block. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Davis. And you got to be in awe of incredible defensive efforts like this.
And that kind of rejection early on energizes your squad. The coach
with the drive, count the basket.
Can't leave cracks in the defense with MP around. He drives right to a shot.
Knicks lead 8-7.
And here's MP for three. Good, and it's Mitchell picking up the assist. Mitchell's got assist number 5 here tonight.
Into the second half. Here's MP. Driving. Whoa! Crazy good!
Oh, that had some mustard on it. MP showing some real force on the finish.
And that replay courtesy.
Bench to interfere.
Here's MP. Yep, that one goes in there. Davis has got his second basket of the game.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Just great work.
And it's New York with another.
This right here, whew, this is how you want to play the game. With passion, with energy, just great hustle play right now.
This team to victory was the efficiency for MP.
Efficient.
Side.
Not just the accuracy in the quarter, it's his movement and the energy that's getting him on this nice roll.
He's got his fourth rebound in this one. Count that bucket. Davis has got 5 points in the quarter.
And two teammates there hooking up on that bucket. Always a little bit of an advantage to have guys out there who know each other.
It sure.
MP right through him.
A great move. I mean, the defense has no response.
Yeah, if that's a harbinger of things to come, he's looking at having a very big second.
MP. And let's take this chance to call out our Eastern Conference Player of the Week.
In the same boat.
Looking at the starting 5 for the Phoenix Suns. We've got DeAndre Ayton. Paxson is out there with Booker. Then it's Goodwin. And we have to mention, Greg, the utter dominance MP has shown recently. Right? A huge scoring night for him. 12 points for him.
Well, MP doesn't make it easy on defenders using a little dribble move to throw off the coverage.
Good, and it's Mitchell picking up the assist. Mitchell's got 3 assists tonight.
Quite simply, he is carrying this team, doing most of the work scoring-wise.
It's been like this all night for both teams. The offenses having their way.
Yeah, but I think it's going to come down to who can get the stops down the stretch, because that's who's going to come away with this one.
Sharp, the pass to Smith. Yet another bucket.
My goodness. 50 for the game.
Yep, he is putting on a show. Here's MP. Uses the glass to finish the lane. MP's got 8 points in the quarter.
Yeah, nothing too fancy. Just getting the job done when they need to. Make every possession count.
And a wide open look for MP. It's good from long range.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys.
Teammates are at all times.
And Davis gets it to go on the assist from Antetokounmpo. MP's got 12 points.
I'll tell you, this lead's not going anywhere with this guy making plays.
Read on defense to come up with a block.
Oh, my, and that was textbook defense. Boy, oh, boy. Get up, MP. Putting an exclamation point on that drive.
At all times.
And here's Davis for 3. Good, he hits again.
I wouldn't believe it if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes. A new single-game scoring record.
Oh, history being made as we speak. Unbelievable.
Trying to will his team back in the game.
And MP throws it down.
And he wanted it down.
Giving the people exactly what they want. MP with an attack on the rim.
MP, what do you have to say after breaking the most unbreakable record in sports?
That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
MP's got 28.
We'll love the powering through on that one. MP doesn't back down.
For him.
Talent on full display for MP. This guy's putting on a clinic. And just superb control from MP, showing some toughness, being able to finish through the contact.
Straight victories. I don't know what to say, except how does it feel to be the best team in the NBA?
Rewarding, mostly. We've all worked really hard to get here, and hey, you don't have a run like this by accident. But a streak like this makes it easy to start believing the hype, and that's kind of the thing that can steal the focus and maybe take away a little bit of that dedication and drive. We're at our best when we feel like we've got something to prove.
They're getting him shots in his spots. That's understanding your personnel. Penetrate, attack that defense, MP.
In the fourth quarter here. Hits yet again. Wow!
On the sidelines, we have David Aldridge reporting. Here are the starters for Brooklyn. We've got De'Aaron Fox, and it's Schultz in at the 4.
Nothing better than a hustle play like that.
Scoring. Wow, Devin Booker, Brent, one of the most explosive players of all time.
So awesome to watch him when he gets...
Just remarkable concentration right there from MP. Looks so confident, even with the contact.
A huge effort on that end of the floor.
For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it.
And what balance on the finish. Onto the... MP hammers it down.
He almost brought the basket down on top of himself.
Maybe too little too late.
Here's Miller. And Davis with the block.
Positioning, anticipation.
Oh, hey, how about that?
Oh, that had some mustard on it. MP showing some real...
Off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. First three out there with the Coral. Then there's Wallace. Then it's Kemp. That's the group starting the second half for Quinn Snyder.
Laurie Markkanen out there with Naz Reid. And it's Stockton in at the point guard position. That's the group for Denver getting going in the second.
Thanks, guys. Well, MP in their last time out against the Jazz really lit.
The drive by MP. Inside, MP gets it.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
The reason why they've stayed and on point.
Here's MP. MP beats him for 2.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
He's got 46 points.
Yeah, they've sucked the energy out of this arena. Tremendous effort on the road.
And when you're on the road, you can't be tentative coming into a game like...
Night long, guys. And looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was.
He said in the past, quote, I couldn't live without this game. Back to you.
All right, Allie, thank you after this one. It'll be a quick stopover at home before they have to get back out on the road.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
Brunson doesn't fear going in amongst the trees.
Peak at the NBA's best at the three-point line. MP, number 1. Second, Jalen Brunson.
And the way both of these guys open up the floor with their long-range shooting, you just can't afford to give them any airspace from deep.
And the basket by MP. MP. And so New York takes this one by a big margin. A statement road victory. So impressive.
Statement indeed, BA. It was in enemy territory. They controlled the game and took the crowd completely out of it. That's how you win on the road.
And that'll do it, folks. For Grant Hill, Allie LaForce, and
Club on defense needs another look.
And this is how you protect and grow a lead, by making a huge effort on that end of the floor.
Makes that kind of play.
Where was the defense? No help. You can't afford to give up these kinds of buckets. Well, they're leading in large part because of the work he's put in this quarter. This is nicely done.
Stats for New York.
Really a great job in this one, forcing the issues defensively.
Her mentality. It's MP muscling his way for 2.
This is MP at his absolute dominant best right now. He is in complete command of the basketball.
His reaction.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Good stuff. Thank you. Appreciate y'all. Hey, I love y'all. Thank you. I did this for y'all. This is for the fans. Couldn't have done it without y'all. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go. That's right. Coach, pop. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. I don't know what to say. Breaking the three-point record, you know, you don't really prepare for something like this. First of all, thank you to my family and friends, you know, who helped me get here. Thank you to my teammates and coaches. Thank y'all, I appreciate it. You know, who always have my back. Special shout out to Steph Curry, who changed the way we look at three-pointers. Without him, I wouldn't be standing up here right now. And thanks to the guys before him, you know, Ray Allen, Peja, Vince. The list goes on, man. You know, I'm just grateful and humble to play in the best league in the world. You know, being up here is everything I thought it'd be and more. That's it, man. Thank y'all. Thank y'all very much. Thank you. Thank you. Love you, Pop. Appreciate you, Coach. Yes, sir. Feeling.
A celebratory MP. Glad to have done this here at home.
And no better place for it to happen. These fans deserve to be a part of it.
Big margin. Well, this might not have been the most competitive game we've ever seen, but you've got to appreciate their masterful performance.
And I'm sure their fans appreciated it too. We saw the outstanding defense and a loaded offensive effort. They were just dominant out there.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. This is Brian Anderson, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Brunson finds MP. Good. And the Knicks lead by 14.
We're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Reason why they've tightened up the vice grip.
He's got 28.
Well, he doesn't look satisfied with the lead right now. He wants more, and he looks like he's going to get it.
And the Knicks lead by 17.
Written all over it.
He has been.
They can to close this out.
Loved it. The guys are staying aggressive late in this ball game, just not wanting to let go of the.
Brushing off the contact on the way to the rim. MP is fantastic at staying in control. Little resistance around the rim right now. That's the 5th straight bucket they've given up in the paint.
And look at the stats, just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night to.
There, MP completes that one on the break.
And he trains the three, but let's see, they may need to review it. I'm not sure the ball was out of his hand in time. And indeed, they're going to look at it again.
The previous play is under review.
You know, you're thinking maybe we don't need the replay in a situation like this. Still plenty of time left in this game, and really it's about getting the call right.
Great moment in an illustrious career, guy.
Davis throws it down hard.
Oh, that's a big-time flush from MB. He enjoys flashing his athleticism on these finishes.
And that's life above the rim, courtesy of our AT&T 5G Slam Cam.
Pass to Siakam. And it's blocked by Davis. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Davis. And now it's time to take another view of that huge swat.
Amazing indeed. And getting stops like that